So we first found out that Mark had potentially had kidney disease before he was born. When we had an ultrasound, they were kind of getting worried when the amniotic fluid started disappearing, and that's when they decided that he should be induced early, so he was born at 34 weeks.
I remember when he was first born and I said, yeah, he's probably going to need a transplant. I thought, okay, yep, we'll have the transplant and it should be all good. But it was like waiting for 5 years, and every year there'd be just a little bit of a change. Like I remember when he was first born, it was the feeding tubes and everything, just trying to get him to take the liquid. And then when he became 2 and he got the stomach flu and caught all the bugs, and we were always back in the hospital. And then when he was 3, it was, take one of the kidneys out. And when he was 4, it was, once again, he got sick when we were in the hospital. It was like one of these things where it wasn't just, okay, he's born, transplant, good to go, you can move on. It was like it was a battle for the first couple of years just to get over the hill and then come on the other side.
I mean, kindergarten was really tough. Like, his kidneys were declining. He was having a lot of trouble at school. Like, he couldn't remember kids in his class's names. Like, he was kind of having like brain fog. They told us maybe it was a bit hard. It was really hard for him. He was having trouble learning and remembering things. He had not a lot of energy. He didn't hardly eat anything.
So yeah, the transplant was, although stressful, it was kind of a somewhat relief. It was something that we waited for 5 years. When we asked about donations, we were both keen to donate, as anyone would, to try and help their child who was sicker. And I remember one of the first meetings we had, I was overweight, and although I was keen to donate, they kind of said, yeah, you might have to do something about your weight. So finally, when the transplant rolled around, I think we were 2 weeks away, and I was at the target weight, and I met with the doctor, and he looked at me and he goes, oh, you lost a lot of weight. I go, yep, yeah, ready for it, should be good to go. And he goes, oh, sorry, no, I'm not going to sign it off. I go, why not? And he goes, oh, well, you've got some previous complications, you're still a little heavy, la la la. And I go, look, give me a few more weeks and I'll see what I can do. He goes, okay, because I'm not going to say no now. Give it a few more weeks. So I went back in and he goes, wow, you lost another 15 pounds in a couple of weeks. He goes, man, you must be really committed to this. I go, yep, I am. There's nothing I wouldn't do for my own son. And he goes, okay, well, there has to be a lifestyle change. I go, yeah, whatever you say, whatever I have to do.
The whole experience was pretty stressful for me, because it was the same day he was having surgery, Mark was having surgery. I was in the hospital trying to just wait for news from both the surgeries. But in the end, he said it all went really well, and so that was a relief.
Before I had the kidney transplant, I couldn't really do that much. I couldn't eat. I had to go to feeding therapy, and now I can just eat without being asked.
I remember pre-transplant, he was lying on the couch for months, could barely do anything except watch a bit of TV, struggled to eat anything. Then after the transplant, I think quite quickly saw rapid improvements, and I think going from this kid who could barely get off the couch to post-transplant now, doing, activities a normal kid would do. So yeah, it's quite unbelievable.
Mark loves going to kidney camp. He went for his first time last year, and he's going to go again this August. And he had a great time. He really likes meeting new people, and he got to meet other kids there kind of going through the same thing.
I would love to keep going to camp, and someday I would like to be a counselor, because it's helpful to know somebody knows what you've been through.
I remember after I donated my kidney, at the time we had 3 children, and we were discussing about having a 4th and how it would affect the other kids and whether we could manage. So, I remember talking to Lily, why does Mark get to go on all these events? And well, he's lost a kidney, he's had some tough times, he's had a transplant, Would you want to go through that? And Lily goes, oh, if it means I could go to Disneyland or go this, I go, maybe. I go, Lily, you don't want to do that, trust me. So they're aware of it and they understand of it, but they've also been able to ride his coattails a bit and kind of go on all the fun events. having reliable organisations like the National Kidney Foundation of Michigan or other places, you can find the information you need, and yeah, it's kind of been a relief for me, to be honest. It costs money to run an organisation. Everyone knows that. Donating what you can, if you have that opportunity, yeah, please consider the National Kidney Foundation of Michigan, because having the organisation there and the events and the camp, yeah, it's just, you never know what can happen in life. And I think for the rest of our lives, when we can donate, it'll be one of our charities that we target. You never know what's going to happen, but these things happen, and it's a relief to have these organisations that can help you through it one day at a time.